ghost town.
On the 26th of April 1986, it was decided at Chernobyl to take advantage of reactor number 4's downtime by carrying out a safety test on an emergency core cooling feature. At 1:24 in the morning, an engineer recorded in his diary that the protective system wasn't working. At the same moment, a huge and catastrophic surge in power caused 2 explosions. As fires raged, the core of reactor number 4 was destroyed. A huge cloud rose into the sky, spreading large amounts of radioactive fuel and materials into the atmosphere.
Today's the day. It's finally here after 5 years of waiting for this.
We've been talking about this place ever since the dawn of time.
This is what we wanted to get to. This is gonna be the Holy Grail, but also one of the most dangerous cities on Earth. Thought I recognized you. What's up, man?
Behind the mask?
Yeah, Sam.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're not gonna want to hold this one.
Drinks or whatever.
Yeah, I just carry a 50-pound weight, actually.
We store our dead bodies in there.
This is absolutely normal one. This is like a
0.13.
normal radiation background for like a big city, 0.13. Sometimes in bigger cities like New York or whatever, Moscow, it's gonna be higher, like 0.18, 0.21. Up to 0.30 is considered as normal.
And that's not considered dangerous? Like what level
This
would be
one?
like dangerous?
0.30 is not recommended, but for me, dangerous is considered over 100 point something.
Are we gonna be experiencing like around 100 at all?
I can show you a few spots.
It's 9 a.m. with burgers. It's such an American move.
These are ass.
We have a 2-hour car ride. We're gonna be watching this documentary and doing some research, and then it'll be time.
I'm nervous.
Starting to get real.
Excited, scared.
So police officers are sitting there and they check every single person on the way in and on the way out.
Check zone number 1. Apparently we're gonna get a radiation test. I assume, never had one before, but I assume it's kind of like when you stand in the airport, you have to put your arms up and that thing goes around. It's probably gonna be some sort of like machine like that, right?
We're going to like nuclear TSA.
What he said is that you wear a radar on you the entire time, and it will detect how much radiation we got for the entire 4 days that we're here. Spending like over 100 hours here in Chernobyl, and so we're gonna know how many years worth of radiation that we just accumulated.
We've been spending the last like week researching Chernobyl and everything, and I'm genuinely kind of scared. This is gonna be very, very intense.
So this is gonna tell me like at the end like how much radiation I've picked up. Dude, that's pretty cool. I feel scared.
Misha's like, why are you guys so scared of this?
It's like you guys are the biggest bitches I've taken on tour.
Here, the most important thing that I would like to show you, that's the present day map of Ukrainian exclusion zone. Right now we're here.
Do they try to keep like visitors pretty much one way in, one way out?
Yes. Once we get to Pripyat, which is over here, we will be like 13-15 kilometers away from the Belarusian border.
Whoa.
It's a massive territory.
Whoa.
And it's enclosed with a barbed wire fence.
I've heard some random people I called stalkers like jump
People
the...
randomly enter the place. Yeah, that's true. And they are caught like every week.
Every week?
Every week.
Wow.
Really?
See all these like colors,
Yeah.
beautiful colors. It shows like the concentration of radioactive plutonium on the territory of Chernobyl exclusion zone. The half-life of plutonium is like thousands of years. And if you multiply it by 10, it's like never-ending story. So it means that territory of this 10K zone will never be available for human life again.
Ever.
Never. Forget.
100,000 years?
Millions of years now.
Wow.
Millions of years, it'll still
we
be
just, like-
contaminated.
yeah, we just like killed a spot.
There's different types of radiation. This one he says will probably be okay to live in 300 years. Other types of radiation at this area won't be okay to live in for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. So even though parts of things are safe, other parts will just never, ever, ever be able to have life again. Anyway, what he said is we are at the southern tip, the one way in, one way out little zone, and we are about to go meet with a scientist in the city of Chernobyl. Welcome to Chernobyl!
Yeah.
We did it! We're into town!
The town is very, very old, ancient, I would even say. It was founded in 1193.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa! Are all these buildings completely abandoned?
No, they are inhabited nowadays by those workers who come to the town.
All the workers
Stay
live right
here
here?
during the work shift.
Some of the elderly people that once did live in Chernobyl came back, and those are the ones that are called self-settlers. We're going to be meeting with some of them on this trip as well.
Babushkas.
Babushkas!
What's up, guys? It's Sam and Colby.
Today we are here with Nate at the infamous Chernobyl.
Finally.
Holy shit, guys.
We made it.
Again, I know we said this a lot. This is the Holy Grail. As an urban explorer, all of us have been doing this since what, middle school or before.
Dude, we've been looking at Chernobyl since we were in high school.
Years of waiting going into this, all the way across the entire world in the Ukraine.
4 days in Chernobyl.
100 hours spent in the most dangerous city in the world.
Where you can get dosed for your entire life's worth of radiation in seconds if you're not careful.
So we can't go tan after this, ever.
Or
Nope.
get an x-ray.
Who needs x-rays?
Man.
But damn, I'm sad about the tanning. We realized that not every single person knows about Chernobyl,
No.
so we want to give a brief overview before we get into all the details, before you hear it from all the scientific terms that are a little bit harder to understand.
Imagine the worst nuclear reactor meltdown in the world. The reason Europe doesn't do nuclear energy right now.
It was so devastating to the entire world that they literally thought all of Europe could shut down because of it.
So what happened is just outside of Chernobyl, where we're in right now, there are these nuclear power plants. One of those was doing a test and it went wrong. The ceiling exploded off the top, emitting a lot of radiation into the air. So what that did is it blew radiation to all the surrounding cities. They didn't realize how dangerous this actually was.
A young city literally had the world's most devastating nuclear explosion of all time. It's absolutely insane. We've never done an abandoned city.
Abandoned city, abandoned nuclear power plant, abandoned transportation, it has everything.
Radioactive doggy.
What up, radioactive dog? Aww, he is just chilling.
So we are in the town of Chernobyl, and we're standing next to the main square.
This is the main square?
Nowadays, some 25% of the infrastructure of the town is still in use. You can see all these offices where people work. There's one of the local shops and so on. See the map of the exclusion zone?
Oh, wow.
It's literally pretty much the same that I showed you at the checkpoint.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the list of all those settlements over there.
All that is all the different settlements that had to be relocated?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So these settlements, they've had families there for generations.
Many generations.
Must be so heartbreaking to leave then. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's life. The town itself, Chernobyl, had nothing to do with power station. The town just gave a name to the power station, that's all.
So that could have been called the Pripyat power station?
Could be, but yeah, Pripyat town just didn't exist at the time when they started to build it.
Apparently Misha used to live around here when you were, what, 5 years old? You had to
I was
evacuate?
5 years old, yeah.
How was
When
that
we were relocated.
experience?
For me, as for a kid, it was a kind of adventure. I didn't realize that it was a relocation, that we're not going to come back. But for my parents, yeah, they got prepared, they realized what was happening. But for me, as for the kid, it was a kind of adventure.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, you go in a big truck, you sit in front, yeah, you're driving long distance somewhere. It was cool. But later on, when I started to grow up, I just realized what actually happened.
What actually happened?
You know?
Yeah. Did your family have to leave a lot of their stuff behind as well? Everything?
No, during relocation, people were allowed to take all the belongings with they had. So it was the difference between evacuation and relocation. When you got
Gotcha.
relocated, they provided you with trucks so you could take all your belongings. They provided you with new accommodations, everything. It was more organized than evacuation. During evacuation, they just told them 3 days and you will have a chance to return.
About what age were you when you started to realize, whoa, this was actually a big
I
thing?
think the age of 15, 16, you know,
yeah.
when we started to learn that more in details at school.
Did you ever have the urge to go near the zone and just explore it at a young age?
No, honestly saying no. It never appeared in my head, but the thing, why is that? Because every year me and my family, my relatives, my parents, for example, my grandma, we used used to go and visit the grave of my grandfather who was buried there. Like once a year, former inhabitants of this territory, they are allowed to come here during Memorial Days and visit like the graves, the houses where they used to live, like, and lay down flowers for their relatives and so on. My grandfather, he was one of the liquidators. Liquidator is a person who was involved in liquidating, in cleaning the area. Different kind of works, like removing soil, like cleaning like forest and so on.
And weren't they called bio-soldiers at one point?
Bio-robots. Those were the soldiers who participated in cleaning the rooftop from highly contaminated debris of the reactor.
And so how long have you been doing this? Touring and going to Chernobyl?
10 years.
10 years?
Look at me, I'm 65. Sometimes radiation has some positive. Everybody?
Yeah, 10 years of radiation and you're never scared?
No, never scared.
And just last question, what was the main thing that made you attached and made you want to dedicate your life to touring Chernobyl?
So I think my roots, it really reminds me of my childhood, how we were, where we live. Like, brings me back, pulls me back, like go, that's the thing. And every time, every day when I drive here, when I see all these pine trees, birch trees and all this nature around, like I always remember my childhood.
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
That's super
really
cool.
takes
That's
me
awesome.
back.
If the liquidators didn't do their job that quickly and like that perfectly, it could have affected not only this country, but like the entirety of Europe as a continent and probably the entire world.
And dude, it's like crazy because like a lot of them went in there knowing like, okay, this is it.
It's like, I might not come out of here, but I'm doing this for the greater good.
Nobody even asked or pushed them to come. They did that on their own.
Wow.
They said, we want to go. It was a kind of like period of patriotism. Then they were like even like never mentioned anywhere. In none of the books or whatever.
Wow. So many people lost their lives and didn't even get it part of a history. All of these are names of the towns that got relocated. These are towns, not individual people. Like hundreds of thousands of people ended up having to move.
Yeah, it's just nuts that like they forced you, you know, like you had no choice. Before we go to lunch, we gotta see if radioactive doggy is radioactive.
Is Radio Doctor?
Alright, radioactive Scooby-Doo.
Radioactive Scooby-Doo is more radioactive than just walking around.
He is.
17 versus 13.
Radioactive. He's like, please fuck up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's like, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah, it smells good out here.
Sunflower. Radioactive
Kansas.
sunflower for Kansas, dude. This used to just be a house that, you know, regular people lived in until the accident, and these guys have turned it into a laboratory for mice and like research about radiation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is
Whoa.
Wait, so they literally test like radioactive stuff on the mice here?
On the mice area to like learn about how it affects like animals and how it affects people and everything.
Those mice are heroes, man.
My name is Igor Chizevsky. My position now, deputy head of international project department.
If you could describe radiation.
If someone's never heard of it.
Radiation is everywhere, and we have three types: gamma radiation, alpha radiation, and beta radiation. You know?
No.
Yeah, never
No.
No.
Okay. Gamma radiation is a knife which can pass through butter. Gamma radiation can pass through everything. Alpha radiation it's a small particle which we can protect from this gamma radiation by just paper.
Like a piece of paper would stop that type of radiation.
So it can't go through almost anything.
Yeah, and beta radiation need a little bit more protection. For example, this wear all plastic glass, and that's all.
So gamma rays are the most dangerous?
Yes, most dangerous if gamma particle put inside your body.
And with the
Understand?
whole accident, that was gamma radiation
Yeah.
that exploded into the air?
After explosion, you mean?
After explosion?
After explosion, it was all alpha, beta, and gamma.
Oh, it's
All
all
types
All
of radiation.
types of radiation all the way around.
How does a radiation get inside of your body?
We are a live organism. We have a lot of water inside your body. This particle, like explosion, this water, and water destroyed on the
On impact.
yeah.
So the particle hits the water.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
This radiation can influence on the DNA material which is located in your cage cells.
So basically, like when a particle hits your body, it collides with the water in the body and creates like basically a subatomic like explosion. and your DNA is fine enough that it can be damaged by those particles being hit. So that's why you can't see the damage happening to you, but it has a profound effect because it's damaging microscopic.
Deep into your cells.
So speaking of the effects, like what happens if you're exposed to high gamma radiation?
You can very fast die, couple days, maybe during couple weeks. It's depends how many gamma radiation.
But if it's just a little bit, it's like nausea, like diarrhea, throwing up, all that, right? Like all those symptoms.
Sounds like a Pepto-Bismol commercial.
Your skin has a lot of blood. You cannot breathe even. Go out some food which you eat before.
Like you throw up?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And a little bit later you lose the hair.
So where does the myth of like bad genetic mutations start with radiation?
If you get radiated, could I grow a second arm type thing?
Because gamma radiation damage the cell. Next generation have mutation, and for example 5 legs or 2 head.
A third leg, maybe. No, I'm just.
How does the radiation like affect the mice?
I don't have seen the mice with 5 legs, for example. Only I couple times have seen problem with eyes. Plus a couple times I have seen on the bird the cancer.
Thank you. It's great.
Yes, thank you.
For my broken English.
no, good, man.
I'm just still like so freaked out about the radiation, the symptoms that it has on people.
Yeah, guys, I did not even realize necessarily what radiation is or how it like affects you until this trip. I mean, the way he was explaining it, it's like there's a bunch of different types.
Gamma is the absolute worst.
Gamma's the worst one. That can slice through anything, including straight through you, even if you had like lead plated on.
It's so weird too that it's like this invisible thing that you can't see, smell, feel. It's like totally beneath your perception, but it can just destroy you like that.
If in large quantities it gets inside your body, it can literally eat you from the inside out. So like your skin will deteriorate, melt off pretty much.
Yeah, cool, because imagine like so many rays are like killing each one of your cells that basically your regular skin cells are just falling apart.
But it's on the cellular level. The atomic makeup of you just
falls apart. Just to put that in perspective of the actual explosion, only one person died from like the impact and like the building collapse.
Because most people obviously had to be far away to like protect themselves and press buttons.
Yeah, that's what scientists do. They just do this. Click, click, click. Over time, like there's estimated of up to like tens to almost 100,000s of people that have been affected in some way or another because of the radiation.
Yep.
Holy, that was a giant radioactive bee.
holy fuck.
What is this? Why am I wearing this when it's 80 degrees outside?
Because it looks sick as fuck.
Because it looks sick as fuck.
Radiated.
Yeah, I'm sweating and stuff, but I got pockets, and you can get pockets too, down below.
Guys, so we're in the middle of the town, and like we were saying earlier, this is just kind of a time capsule for the Soviet Union and the USSR, all that stuff. This is actually a monument of Lenin, who was the founder and who started everything about the Soviet Union and like communism, all that stuff.
Yeah, so basically he was kind of the ideological forefather of socialism and communism. And it was also the culture that spread from Lenin and then Stalin that made it so that the scientists were very reluctant to release the news of the disaster.
Really? It was this guy's fault?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say this guy's fault. I'm just saying like there's a domino effect.
Yeah, they were just like, so I guess proud. They didn't want to tell anybody else
they were
outside
embarrassed.
of, yeah, they were embarrassed.
The biggest mistake in the world.
They
And
made
it
a
would have
massive
been
mistake.
it would have been an insult to the state too.
They say to this day that they blame the Chernobyl incident for a lot of the reason why the Soviet Union crumbled. The scientists and the people that were like commanding this entire like nuclear power plant were all hush-hush about everything that was going wrong. No one wanted to admit to even the civilians that there was like someone or something going on. The people that were in charge of safety around here didn't realize the reactor was on fire for
the
hours.
firemen and the policemen had no idea, and they didn't tell anybody. It took the radiated cloud to get over countries and literally go to Sweden. For Sweden to call Ukraine and be like, yo, what's happening?
Let's explain that a little bit. The radiation went all the way to not 1, but 2 power plants over for them to finally realize this is not our radiation, this is not normal, this is like toxic. Let's go around and call other people and figure out what is the problem.
Well, and Sweden found out because their air was becoming radiated. So like to a level that our little Geiger counter here would register as dangerous, Sweden's air was beginning to...
Within 48 hours, within 36 hours.
Yes, it was so fast. Like the wind took this miles.
For the people in the exclusion zone in like Chernobyl or Pripyat, if they'd stayed for 4 days, everyone would have received a lethal dose.
And they were okay with that because they were just too embarrassed to like tell the people like, okay, we made a big mistake and we got to figure this out.
Which is sad.
Bro, it's like imagine like stealing your mom's car and then like wrecking your mom's car.
What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah,
What do
you're
we
like,
do?
go fuck.
Your dad calls you like, yo, is something going on? You're like, no.
But what's sad is that like because they did that in that 36 hours, yeah, not that many people were affected because it wasn't lethal dose, but there was people that died from radiation poisoning, even kids, and that could have been avoided if they would have just grabbed their balls and said, you know what, there's a problem, let's get out of here.
We fucked up.
They didn't tell firefighters, a lot of the liquidators, hey, there's a lot of radiation, there's a lot of danger. They didn't tell the citizens or the commanders that there's a lot of danger. They didn't tell other countries or other parts of the world that there was danger.
Other countries told the world.
Like we said, one of the biggest problems was lack of information, especially towards the liquidators. Again, the liquidators are just people that came to clean up, to help, to basically return this town of Chernobyl back to normal.
Some being volunteers.
The point is, a lot of these people did not realize the scale of danger that they were in.
But one of Misha's friend is actually a liquidator, and he's gonna take us where he used to live in Pripyat, so let's go meet him right now and hear stories from him personally.
This is our friend.
Dobry den.
Dobry den.
Hey!
So this is my very good friend Vladimir. He's the former inhabitant of Pripyat town.
So basically, we're about to go to the most known visual part of Chernobyl, which is
Pripyat, the biggest city. That's where like the explosion pretty much happened at.
yeah. When you see pictures of Chernobyl and like look up on Google Images, this is the picture right now. We're about to go to the most famous part. That's the power system.
Oh, what?
There it is. We're getting closer and look.
Tomorrow you will get direct.
1.1.
we're at 1.1, dude. He said
1.2
was kind of
0.3 was bad?
3 is
was where it started to get kind of
safe
dangerous.
zone.
Yeah.
And it's at
So now
1.1?
we're 3-4 times as dangerous as we should.
Misha, what does that mean? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Now we're going to drive through the so-called Red Forest area.
The Red
Forest?
Dude,
Have
that's
you ever heard about it?
What's
got a
the Red
terrifying
Forest?
name, Red Forest.
That's one of the most contaminated parts in the exclusion zone.
Right
God,
now?
we're driving through that.
Right now.
I'm gonna hold my breath. Wait, radiation can go inside you.
Yeah, bro, holding your breath is
We're just fucked.
After disaster, radiation spread depended on wind direction. So wind blew to the north, to the territory of Belarus, and then, like in few days, it shifted and started to blow to the west, to the territory of that Red Forest. But why Red Forest? Because all the pine trees that used to grow to the west turned red.
Wait, all the trees actually turned red.
because of massive doses of radiation.
Check that out.
That's what it is. Radiation comes from the soil, it comes from the ground. And if you hold the Geiger counter on your side, you will see how high radiation levels still go. I told you that up to 0.30 that is considered as a safe level.
0.30. Right now we're at 1.3, 1.5. Oh my god! 13, 14, just right here. Oh my god, 16. Dude, it's 20. Like it just rocketed, man. Being in this forest. Like, even in a car driving. Bro, you know what's 30?
Dude, you know what's so crazy about it too is literally no physical difference you can tell.
No,
Like,
I
you
can't tell anything without this counter.
Do you feel this metallic taste?
Oh yeah. I think I'm about to pass out right now.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm going blind.
Oh, that's okay. That will be,
No.
you'll be fine by the morning.
Now it's already back down to 1. Like immediately, like literally only by the trees where it got soaked up was it bad, and now it's all chilling again.
And that will be like that forever.
We have to go through multiple ones of these checkpoints to get through. Like,
This is like the third one.
super highly secured. Everything here is run by the government. It's very much on lockdown.
What do you need to do? You just tap on it, you press your hands on both sides, look on the screen to the right. Then when second line sparks up, it means that you are okay.
Colby, are you good?
Doesn't work?
Ah, Colby didn't get it.
This line means good, so you just walk through.
So I'm okay.
Hey!
Sounds like explodes. Hey!
Didn't die yet.
That's good. 'Cause I was like rolling around in the soil for fun.
Yeah, dude, that was really weird. They like made like a smoothie out of like the concrete minerals. It was really like weird.
We just made it to the town of Pripyat.
Where?
This is literally the main street.
Oh my God! Look behind you. Yeah. We're about to go to the apartment block that Vladimir lived at.
This is the main avenue, you see, of the town. That's how it looked like before the accident looked. If you look that way, this is the road that we used to drive into the town. The entryway was just on the other side. Pretty much the trees that are like 35 years old in the exclusion zone, they look like the trees of 30 years old, but outside the exclusion zone. So that's kind of like a radiation push, you know? They become like, they grow faster. Some of them grow faster,
But some of them
stop growing.
Such a strange imbalance too. Like whereas things typically have a common rate of growth, some of them are stuck in time, and some of them have been like pushed forward.
In front of us, there was a local hotel and administration, and that's how that. This is pretty much the main square in front of us. There were no trees, nothing, just some roses, but that's how it all changed.
Wow. Damn. So like it's just taken by nature again.
It's completely covered by nature nowadays. And another picture for you, for example, the leisure house or palace of culture. Look, that's the main square. Radiation in general accelerates all the processes inside of our organisms. And those firefighters first who went to struggle against the fire, they got so much radiation inside of them that their like inner organs looked like they were like 70 or 80 years old, but in fact they were only like 30.
So just like the trees, they just immediately accelerated your body to be like an 80-year-old person at like 25 years old.
He doesn't speak English at all, but I wonder how he feels right now walking in a place that he used to, you know, live at while he grew up here. This probably is so surreal to come to a place after a major accident like this. I wonder if it's like a sad feeling or if he just has learned to accept it over the years.
Вот здесь вот окно, вот подъезд, вот окно, да.
Перший поверх.
Да.
First floor.
This one right here?
Yeah, that's what he's on.
How old were you when you used to live there?
Скільки вам років було, коли ви тут жили?
Ну, 24 на момент аварии было.
So Vladimir was like 24 years old.
Your age.
What did you do in the exclusion zone? Like, what was your job?
He worked at the power station after the accident. So he used to live in the town of Pripyat.
Think about that. Like, how crazy is that he was 24, our age,
Our age.
when the disaster happened and he had to evacuate this building.
Right there, he lived right there. I can't even imagine. I'm trying to like put ourselves in his perspective because like we're 24.
And we were in a big city. Like this, Pripyat was a big city, 50,000 people.
Vladimir was 10 years old when his family moved to Pripyat.
Yeah, described like the lifestyle.
Lifestyle, yeah.
Like, or like
Яким
what,
було життя? Яким було життя?
Ну,
Припяти.
тогда было очень хорошим. Просто
Very
станция
nice,
зарабатывала очень много денег и очень много тратила на вот, социальные проекты.
So power station used to make a lot of money, and they used to spend those money on social projects. Every year, local authorities tried to plant 5,000 bushes of roses. In total, they wanted to make 50,000.
Wow.
Just to have a bush of rose for one inhabitant of People were literally provided with everything in the town. Chernobyl nuclear power station could easily provide them with 4 or 5 buses. For example, if there was a football game in Kiev, you literally just hop on the bus, they take you there, they give you a ticket, you watch football, and they bring you back.
they had everything.
People were provided like literally with everything they needed, but sometimes they chose more expensive things because they could afford that. Sometimes they could take like a river, like hydrofoil on the river, because it was a way cooler, like to breathe something. Grab some beer. Yeah, Chernobyl nuclear power station was the only nuclear power station in the Soviet Union.
Oh, right.
Of course.
Иностранный СЭФ.
Well, it makes sense that they would be able to provide.
It was the only nuclear power station which was selling electricity abroad.
So life was really good.
На 6
Life was
школ.
like paradise.
Да, вот
Paradise.
на 6 школ.
Taking into account that the loaf of bread cost like сколько тоді буханка хліба стоїть? 16 копійок?
16 копеек.
Wow.
16 cents.
So you guys were balling out here.
Well,
Damn.
this is a rich
Это
town,
хорошая.
and everything was provided. It was like a paradise. Do you like remember everything that happened on the day of the accident? Like,
Пам'ятаєте щось з дня аварії саме?
Ну,
День
как
аварії.
раз это выходной.
Yeah, it was a day off.
Это выходной,
Like,
вот
it was
на
a
субботу.
weekend.
День,
It was Saturday.
да,
yeah.
день на
Saturday.
субботу,
It
и
was the
поэтому
night of Friday and Saturday.
здесь же, ну, это было доминирующее предприятие.
So the evening before disaster happened, Vladimir was just reading a book in his apartment, and he was just expecting a rain or whatever because it was like a little like thunder and such kind of noise. His wife and him, they just went to bed. At 4 o'clock a.m. there was a lady who knocked the door, and she said that he needs to appear at his working position at the power station, and she brought him also iodine tablet.
Oh no.
He used to work for the laboratory of metals, so they checked all metal which was used at the power station. In case of any emergency situation, they were obliged to go there and to check.
so he did go there that night?
She didn't tell him to go immediately. She told him that in the morning, with the first bus, with the workers, you need to appear at the power station. And during their drive to the power station, he heard that engineers were talking one between another that the reactor is gone. They told them you can start getting prepared for evacuation. His wife and son, they stayed inside the apartment. They didn't go outside.
So he had a son at 24 too, and a wife.
The son was like 1 year old. 1 year and
Wow.
1 month. He received like a special permission to bring his family to Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station. Vladimir brought his wife and his kid over there. They passed like whole body counter check. Workers told him that the kid obtained so much radiation as a two annual doses of like exposure for a human being.
No.
His kid?
Oh man.
А можешь себе представить, что получили те люди, которые просто приехали, мы же без дозиметров туда
just
приехали и
try to
уехали.
imagine
Да.
like all those people who were walking around.
Это
That's
по
how-
той дороге, где у вас
because
этот
he was
прибор
inside.
кричал, да.
Yeah, because the wife and the kid, they were inside.
They were inside
and there
and
were
he
some
still
other
got
people
that
like walking
much.
outside. and
И на
playing with the kids.
сегодняшний день вы видите дозовую нагрузку в миллион раз меньше, чем 86 год.
Yeah, and nowadays the radiation levels in the exclusion zone are more or less 1 million times lower. than
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
here in
definitely.
1986.
And just again to like, let you guys know, the younger kids were way more susceptible to the radiation than like the adults. Could he describe like how he was like feeling on like the
Yeah.
emotions of that night?
Як ви почували себе? Які емоції вас переповнювали в той день?
Ты просто, ну как, это шок.
You can't
Просто,
do anything,
да.
like
Ты
literally.
просто переживаешь за близких,
You just worry about your relatives.
потому что работники станции, они четко понимали, им надо идти и работать.
Because like the workers of the power station, they clearly realized that they needed to go and do their job.
Once he knew, did that make him scared?
Це вас налякало якось чи ні?
Ну, мы-то понимали, какая опасность.
There was no panic.
Чтобы вот паника. Но это от незнания ситуации.
Because
That's some
they-
bravery right
Да.
there.
Because they just didn't realize the seriousness of the situation.
Никто же не показал, не было никаких
Yeah.
датчиков, которые могли 35 лет назад, не было ничего, чтобы в онлайне могло показать. Как сейчас это можно сделать. Раньше
They had
этого
no
ничего.
devices.
На
How you could check the radiation,
значит,
like,
дозиметрический контроль, который вот
levels.
мы это самое мы
or
проходим.
readings. They
да,
didn't have like these devices
на
like in the day.
станции.
They had those Geiger counters. The maximum level there was like of 50 Röntgens back in the days. But when they were looking in them, there was nothing that they could see. So it meant that it was off the scale.
Wow. So people thought these like little machines were malfunctioning because it was so much radiation that they stopped working and would show nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were off the scale.
Wow.
Off the
Well, so it made it impossible for people to understand the scale of the problem that was happening. You literally had to be zoomed out from the problem in order to begin to understand the magnitude of it.
What does it mean 50 Röntgens?
I was gonna say, what was that
Nowadays,
comparatively
look,
to
give
what
me-
we just
give
saw?
me- Give me the Geiger counter. Look, nowadays I told you that the safe radiation on the ground is considered like 0.30 microsieverts an hour, or like 30 micro Röntgens an hour. So like 1 sievert is 100 Röntgens. Okay, so 1 micro sievert is 100 micro Röntgens. So 50 Rongens, it is 50 million micro Rongens.
50 million.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And the safe is considered as 30 micro Rongens.
Holy cow.
So
Do you realize?
that's like billion times the danger zone.
Yeah.
Of what? That's like hard to even comprehend.
именно-
Were they forced to go back or did they choose to?
Вас хтось заставляв, чи ви самі?
Наоборот, это самое, вот у меня комсомольская молодежная бригада.
So nobody pushed them. They perfectly realized that there was like that there was
And there was danger.
Нет,
and whatever,
примерно
but
5% персонала просто не приехал.
yeah, like 90%
Но они просто не
of staff,
приехали, да.
they returned to the power station for work to do their
Wow.
job.
Они эвакуировались
5%
и нашли себя
just
в
never
других там,
returned.
да, этих самых, да.
Like
They just
only
left.
5%.
Да.
Yeah.
А из тех, которых
Speaks volumes
призывали
for
вот
that
как в
community.
армию,
It really does. How does he feel now after all these years coming back and seeing places like his old apartment?
поэтому вот маму сюда было не завести.
So
Жизнь
for him
поломалась.
personally, it's more like professional thing nowadays. But for example, for his mom or for his classmates who graduated from the school at this town, who fell in love here for the first time, who gave a birth for kids here and so on, for them it's heartbreaking. For example, his mom, she never came back. She said, like,
man.
if I come back, my heart will just like stop,
Ну,
and, like I will not be able
В
to
том
do.
месте, где тебе хорошо, а потом ты оттуда вынужденно уехал. Тебя
So he
никто-
still didn't adjust to live in Kiev, for example.
Yeah.
He was pushed to leave, but yeah, all the time you have like a feeling like
It's not home.
it's not home.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like professional for you guys, but like when you first moved or saw it for the first time coming back, was it like a pretty emotional thing?
А в перший раз, коли вернулися, от після того, як евакуацію провели, було емоційно?
Да.
Yeah, it was really emotional.
Когда вот после ноября...
But in first year in 1986, when people had the chance to come back here, because they had the chance to come back here.
Милиция ходила по квартирам, вытягивала этих
belongings
жителей.
from the apartments. When he returned, it was in November 1986. It was really emotional. He said that there were many people like crying, trying to take their personal belongings. He didn't take anything pretty much because they had a small kid.
How about you? Did that like the first time you came back, was it like sad? Or not that bad?
to my settlement.
Yeah.
It was really sad. From what I remember, I returned for the first time when I was maybe 12 years old.
Может быть,
But it was sad for me because I remember the place. But I remember the place when it was nice, when we were playing outside, when it was like a happy life, everything. And then I returned for the first time. The only thing I remember, there was just the remain of the fence and one of the walls on the house.
Of your house? And it got just
And
destroyed?
the rest was just destroyed and like
No.
That is so sad.
in total, roughly like 50,000 people inhabited here. 10 or 11,000 among them were kids. I mean, like small kids and
Wow.
up to like
That's
16,
wild.
17, like 18 years. Like
Yeah.
not
Anyone-
adults, but
minors.
10, 11,000 kids.
Why did he return?
Because it was his job.
Still now today?
Like still nowadays, he doesn't work for the power station, but he works in the exclusion zone.
Yeah.
Like believe me, all these people, they can't
Loyal.
nowadays imagine their life without this territory. That's the same story for me, believe me.
Passion.
I
Dude.
will never love like to leave this place anymore.
Yeah.
10 years I'm already here, and believe me, all my life now I see like working here and showing people around and explaining them, and like the moral side of this catastrophe is even more sad than radiation effects, because many families like got destroyed. They're like
А антидепрессантов, кроме водки, никаких.
antidepressants. People got so
Antidepressants?
depressed because of everything that happened here.
I mean, it was like the echo of the explosion, but in the people.
Hearing it from a person that actually lived to it during our age, like he is 24.
And a girlfriend, a kid, like imagine just, I wonder how different this place looked. But the best part of that interview is that when shit hit the fan, he was still courageous enough to be like, I have to do something about it.
And dude,
The
and
best.
like the thing that blew my mind was it wasn't even like I have to save my family or I have to serve my country. It was I'm just doing my job. There's no pride, there's no ego. It's just this is what I have to do and I'm doing it. Like that hits me like right in the heart.
He did it for his country, for his life.
Dude, I have like so much respect for this guy.
He was talking about like, if you're not smart about nuclear.
Like
nuclear
fight
stuff.
over money, that's cool. But when you fight over weapons, you destroy a lot more.
And if this mistake happens again,
It's over.
it's over.
This used to be a main square, a main town square.
Like the center of the town, like bustling with life was here, and now it's bustling with a different kind of life. This sort of post-apocalyptic Garden of Eden we're in.
Oh my god, look at that hotel. This is the main square? Oh, this is where the 50,000 roses would be? This whole town square.
If you look at this picture, that's how this square looked like back in the days. Look.
Oh my gosh.
You see?
Oh, wow.
No trees. You see, that's how it looked like. With all those portraits of communist party leaders and different kind of communist propaganda. They literally thought that it would be possible for people to come back.
Wow.
So they started like decontamination of the town.
What are we at right now?
What do we have right
Like
now?
1.2.
Yeah, the
1.3.
average radiation levels in the town are like 1 point something. But there are also many hotspots here. Taking into account that they washed town like 3 times, it didn't help that much.
Huge recreation center. Wow.
Bro, take like 10 other explore locations and put them all in one place.
All in one
And
place,
that's
the
where we're
entire
at.
city.
City, yeah.
Oh my god, look at this.
Dude, I'm trying to imagine like the people here. Like imagine Vladimir and his girl and his kid
Yeah.
before this happened, just like strolling right there.
As
Such a happy,
24-year-old,
peaceful
like our
place.
age, just walking around.
Yeah. You know, he's got his kid on his arm.
Yeah.
I think this is what it used to be.
Oh my god.
And then the brick is inside, decomposing. Radioactive titties. Damn, dude. Oh my god! That's creepy! The eyes are freaking white.
Who would do that?
Radioactive baby? Is it a radioactive baby? This was like a old hotel lobby right there.
Wow.
Dang. That's a tall one. Nate just pointed this out, but the top of this structure, I can't read what that sign says, but has a giant contamination. So Misha was just saying that this specific town was allowed to have military training, so all these buildings and windows and signs have bullet holes in them. Just kind of depressing.
They
but
don't.
it's
They
cool.
didn't even care about the radiation.
Yeah,
It's
imagine
kinda
like
badass.
just doing your training in a giant radiated city.
Dude, that's like playing Fallout 3
Wait,
in
that's
real
what
life.
it is.
Actually, yeah.
And this is only 2 years ago that this happened. So definitely all those guys were like, I'm in an actual Call of Duty game or
Oh,
something.
dude, yeah, I bet like some of them like played Fallout. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
for
Like in their free
sure.
time.
Oh no, man, I feel like we are in a video game. Colby is the safety specialist of Chernobyl.
Here's Colby with what to and what not to lick in Chernobyl. He's gonna tell us, Colby, what about this bush right here?
Can you lick that bush?
You can lick this bush. Yeah, you can lick the bush.
You want to lick a different
Bush?
bush? He was just saying that this restaurant right here was built at the end of March of 1986, and guys, the blast was in April. So this restaurant was only open for a few weeks.
Dude.
It hardly got used at all.
And they had bars here and stuff. I'm just trying to imagine if us three were like living in this time as 24-year-olds. Ukrainian women, we've been talking about this, they're the most beautiful in the entire world.
Yeah, so if you're a Ukrainian woman and you're watching this, thank you.
Official date that the city was built was 1979. The accident being at 1986, that means this entire city was only 7 years old. Young city that was super nicely put together, super rich, beautiful paradise. Boom, only has 7 years to live.
It's crazy that it happened to like such a good place too.
Right? You know,
Yeah,
not
that-
like a
that-
torn down thing. Like this was like new, pristine.
Paradise.
Well, it's like a too good for this world sort of thing.
And right over here, guys, is their supermarket. Oh my god, you can even see the carts being used. What? The signs of the different types of like food, and then oh, right over there is checkout.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
All the shopping carts. Like imagine if this was your local Target right now, you know?
Even if they sold White Claws? There has to be like a group of kids that were all just like chilling, drinking a shot, and then heard a boom. And we're like, what was that?
Too.
Whatever.
It just shows
another, bro.
Isn't that crazy?
just shows that normal life is going on, and then everything changes.
Just like that, dude.
Look at this. I think is this a fire hose? No. Is this
And that one too, right there.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he just said they were like washing the city. I wonder if they just left all.
Yeah, this is probably like an after blast firefighter. Still, it just got left here. Like as soon as they were done decontaminating it, they just dropped it and ran. Can we eat those berries, Mr. Captain Colby?
Yeah, I think you can eat these.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna trust.
You want to
Mr.
touch my berries?
I don't think I'm gonna touch his berries, dude.
Now or
Oh fuck, that scared me, dude. That seriously scared me.
your name? No English. Привет. Oh dang.
It's all good.
That was cool.
Think he's just camping here? He's got camping gear on.
Dude, he kind of looks like he might be one of the infiltrators that Alex was telling us about in the tunnel video.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Explore Club's super rad. I've gotten a chance to film a couple of the Explore Club videos with these boys and can honestly tell you, they are hella interesting. And you'll be able to find out how radioactive my deck is.
Only on Explore Club.
Guys, for real though, if you want to join Explore Club, you gotta do it. We've been posting every single day, exclusive content all the time, and all the cool kids are doing it. So go down below.
Let yourself be peer pressured into this.
Yes,
one.
peer pressure.
Link it by-
Honestly, because the Europe content we have gotten for Explore Club is some of the most top-notch ever.
Yeah.
Also, I just started posting there, so you'll get some like exclusive Nate content that is kind of super unique. I won't really post it anywhere else. So.
Welcome to the club, Nate.
Yes.
Dude, thank you, brothers. Oh, Radio Dog!
Oh, is he missing an eyeball? Oh, he's missing an eye. Or no, he's just blinding it.
He's just closing down its shutdown.
Is this just shut up?
Oh, you gotta click the
Look at that.
Radio doggy.
Radio Dog.
It's like.
Oh no!
Hey, run away from Radio Doggy.
Wait, real stuff though, dude. He's wandering around a place with a lot of hot zones.
I'm gonna give him a hug. Do you think that's gonna?
I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Like a hair of the Radio Doggy on you.
Radio Doggy loves me, and I don't care. I will get thyroid cancer for Radio Doggy.
Oh,
Went up to
dude.
0.7 when I started touching him.
The accident happened at nighttime, 1 hour 24 minutes. What do you do at 1 hour 24 minutes?
Sleeping or?
You are sleeping. So you don't hear much of the noise. Even if tanks start to drive around, you will not hear that much.
So basically, no one knew what was going on.
No, not many people heard the noise. Some heard. Power plant used to make such kind of noise pretty frequently.
Interesting.
Thought it was normal.
Next day, in the morning, there was no information about anything. Just a little bit later on the day, some workers from the power station, they started to hear the information that the reactor got destroyed. But they said, no, that's not possible. People couldn't believe that the reactor exploded.
Oh, yeah,
People are stubborn.
That's
just like-
for workers, especially for engineers, it's something that can't happen. Because they were taught that according to the safety rules, reactors are non-explosive facilities and objects.
And that's why everybody we've talked to today is like, we don't know everything, guys. Do your research on nuclear.
Seriously.
Yeah, over 1,200 buses were called to come. Wow. The line of the buses stretched for almost 12 kilometers, pretty much from the town of Chernobyl and all the way down to
And were people evacuated?
next day.
The next,
April
and it was during the
27th,
day.
Yeah, no, during the night. Preparations were pretty much done during the night.
Seriously.
But it took a full 24 hours or 36 hours to
36 hours pretty much, yeah.
36 hours to get
stayed
people
within
out.
36 hours in the town, having pretty much no much information.
And they all thought oh, I'll be back soon.
Dude, I mean, you can just imagine all those buses coming through, and the steam coming out of the exhaust pipe, people bustling, getting in, being here brings that kind of intensity alive.
So there was
you
a
know?
message released on local radio. People were given 2 hours to take only the most important things, and they were told that they would be taken away for 3 days.
That's it. Only
That's
3
it.
days.
Did we even know enough about radiation back then
No.
to comprehend the scale? Yeah, so we've just comprehended the scale recently.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then within 3.5 hours, 45,000 people were just evacuated from.
Wow.
And 5,000 people, workers of the power station, they stayed here. Their duty was just this day, this evening, for example, or tomorrow morning to go to the power station and to start
That was
their job.
just their
to do
job.
Their job, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Told you about some of the hot spots.
Yeah.
And one of them is just over there, near that piece of metal flying.
Over here?
Right there. So right now, it's at 0.72 micro.
Yeah.
Handle, yeah.
Go down.
Oh, it's clicking. You can hear it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Closer.
Closer!
Right next to it, but not on it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, dude. That's as high as the red. Oh my
50.
gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit, it hit 50.
Dang.
Nate, lick it.
Dude. There it is.
I've ever seen.
This is the famous Ferris wheel. Oh my god. I swear I've been looking at this picture of like that for 5 years, dude.
Wow.
That's another thing. Like the last Ferris wheel in like Six Flags, bro. I just feel like they make the most epic. Like,
Oh, that's so beautiful.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And the bumper cars to the left.
Oh shit, wait, let's see that shit. Oh my god.
Dude. This would be an awesome place to go hang out.
Oh, it's a weird combination of like super happy but also so sad. Wow.
Whoa, dude, see, like this was the stand where like the person would start it and stop it.
And then this.
you'd probably sit there and be like, God, I could work it on a bumper car ride.
The amount of life and happiness for the 7 years.
Right?
And then straight to nothing.
Oh my god, and I would wreck every single kid here in bumper cars if it was still around.
You think so? Stop it! Stop it!
What do you think this is?
Dude, I don't know.
That almost looks like it could be like a weird
Oh, like a.
swing or-
Oh, that's definitely like they had the swing
This
down.
was a big amusement park. They had swings, bumper cars.
There's a merry-go-round.
Mary. Oh, wow!
Oh shit.
Wow!
I was always afraid of these things when I was little. They go in circles fast.
Dude, this is beautiful.
This is it.
Oh my god.
We made it.
The famous Ferris wheel. I have a weird sense of like fulfillment. Yeah. When we first started exploring, this was at every top of the list of like what you need to hit. It like almost like inspired us to like do more and go bigger. And like when we started 25 by 25, this was like the #1 thing on my list. You have to do Chernobyl no matter what. Did it before 25. That, I don't know, makes me really happy. I've literally never thought we'd have to be here.
I didn't think this was possible, but this is only day 1. So I hope you guys are enjoying so far. If you are, the best way you can let us know is by leaving a like on this right now. If this gets 300K likes, I'm gonna bring Radioactive Dog home with me. I don't know. Curfew is at 8 p.m. here, so we don't have much time left.
Out of all the 25 by 25 things, this was by far my #1 thing I wanted to do. I truly didn't know if we were ever going to be able to do it. And we did it.
We did it, man.
We made it, Chernobyl! We're here, day 2, beginning of the checkpoints, but we've been here for like 5 minutes and they're giving our guide Misha a pretty difficult time right now. We've got a lot of paperwork
They
apparently.
keep glancing at the car.
Well, dude, and we like blasted through this yesterday in like 2 seconds.
Don't
let him see you with that camera, bro.
There's like 3 guards talking to Misha right now.
Dude, today's reactor day, though.
And that's scary in itself.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
That
we're
means-
actually gonna go in a building.
well, and not just a building, bro. This is gonna be like the sarcophagus. That's like the epicenter.
Oh, here he comes, here he comes.
I need to wait a little bit, my friends.
Oh,
you
what
wait?
happened?
Yeah, we're just waiting for some
Are we
bureaucracy process.
are we getting deported?
No, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Update has been like 30 minutes, but he's finally coming back.
Yep, looks like we're good to go.
Figured everything out?
Yeah.
What was the problem, if you don't mind me asking?
They just asked for a representative of Chernobyl nuclear power station to come to get us in. So look, photo and video shoot, don't film anything right now. When we get closer, in a minute, we will stop.
So we're going to reactor 3 and see the control panel and everything, so we can clearly understand like what went wrong and like what did what. We're gonna take our clothes off.
Oh, dude, that'd be cool if you excited to get
Yeah, man, I want to be in a hazmat suit, man.
everything. Even it sucks, you can leave just your underwear.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Good thing my PP is too small to get ready.
Yeah, get it, let's get it, let's get it. Get it, let's get it, let's get it.
That's what stay.
You're good, man.
Get it, let's get it, let's get it. Get it, let's get it, let's get it.
This lady's over here like yelling at us, and we have no idea what she's saying.
Вот здесь вот она делается меньше, больше, так меньше, больше.
What the fuck did she just say?
She called you a little bitch. You guys know what to do. Sam Kobe Instagram. And they are right there.
Looks spooky. Going into this place, apparently it's called the Golden Hole.
I have a golden hole. Dude, it looks like we're going to heaven right now.
So they said usually the concrete would absorb everything pretty well, but it has absorbed for so long that this golden stuff is just another type of decontamination. Alright, so we're about to go into the reactor area. We're going to sign off on getting these devices, and they will tell us how much radiation we get from going in there and coming back. We'll know if we're fucked here in like 2 hours.
Don't fall down on the ground.
Don't touch anything.
Wow.
Power plant, we don't produce electricity anymore, but we're still involved in general energy system of the Ukraine.
What do you think they're working on exactly, like right now? Is that hard to say?
Control everything. Very difficult equipment, lots of equipment. Central control room.
I didn't understand. The plant is still producing energy.
No,
No.
we've got electricity from West Ukrainian nuclear power plants,
okay.
2 of them, operated here and transmitted.
Crazy that all this stuff was placed here in like the 1970s and it's still here today. We're still even using the like old TVs, all just because it works.
I've never expected, but this is like a smoking zone. Yeah. So it's like we stepped back into the 70s.
Literally, like this entire place is lost in time.
Waiting to see which red button to press.
Which red button do you think it is? I think it's that one.
Dude, that's the red button that just fucked everything up right there. Oh shit. Dude, our counters. What's it at? 25. All the counters are going crazy.
Let's try to get in. Okay, I will switch on the light.
Look at all these computers.
Yeah, you have to be a freaking nerd to know how to do all this, right?
Freaking nerd. All of these computers probably had the power of like one iPhone. So he said this entire facility only had them enough like storage and power for 700 kilobytes. That is less than a gigabyte. Our YouTube videos are like 15 gigs per video. So
What?
every time we make a video, it's more storage than an entire thing times like 10.
Wait, dude, so think about that, man. That means the computers that we're using to run these reactors had less power than what we carry around in our pocket. Dude, I kind of want to bring an iPhone back to the 70s and just watch what they do. You think they'd like, whoa, dude, porn. What?
Wow.
Whoa. Dude, look at, what are you seeing?
Whoa.
This is the control room for...
All of the unit number 3.
This button right here is the button to shut off the entire reactor.
what'd you do?
Did you just fucking make the same mistake?
It's like harder to turn your washing machine on and off than that.
How would you even like figure out what to press
Little
here?
reactor, and you just go click, click.
What would it be happening if like, you know, you're just walking and then you trip and just slam on all these buttons at once?
That's what you're worried about right now.
I feel like my clumsy ass would trip in here and like smack something eventually.
Oh my
What if that's like the real story of Chernobyl? No one will say.
Nate is the producer over here. What's up?
That little woman in blue hat just told someone not to touch anything.
He just came over and like sternly was like, no, like swatted his hand away and like Nate and I were like,
Yeah, 2 seconds ago. Little did you know, did you just send like a ton of energy over back to America or something? Dude, look. This is the map. All right, flash forward. After we have realized and learned all about Chernobyl over the past couple days, we wanted to give you guys, now that we know the story, a much more detailed breakdown of what happened.
It's extremely complex, and with the whole tour that we did, we just want to summarize it in 1 minute.
So what happened? On April 26th, 1986, in this nuclear reactor, the power plant, reactor number 4, they were conducting safety tests. They were trying to figure out if for some reason the main power source lost power, how could they switch power sources easily?
At the time, the city of Kiev was receiving power from the plant, and so they requested that the test be postponed so that it was after peak power usage. What that did was move the test from the daytime crew to the nighttime crew, one of whom was one of the main scientists and had only been working there for like 3 months.
Anatoly Stepanovich Dyatlov, the deputy main engineer of the power plant. He was responsible for conducting the test. Dyatlov wanted to be main engineer very much. If he will provide the test bad, he won't be main engineer.
You're saying that like he had to make this test go right or else he wasn't going to get a promotion? So he had a lot on the line.
For himself.
For himself.
He was very difficult person. He could tell to anybody, so motherfucker, get out from here because you're an idiot. You don't understand anything.
So the guy behind made the mistake. He was a fat dude.
The workers, the engineers here, they of course should be educated, but they should be experienced. Leonid Taptunov was very young and he wasn't so experienced, so he lost the level of capacity. It decreased up to 10 megawatts, so reactor almost stopped.
And you said the reactor is less stable the lower that it is?
The only way to increase the level of capacity is to pull out all the control rods, altogether 218. He decided to remove all the control rods from the reactor core to increase level of capacity. Level of capacity started increasing immediately. It wasn't minutes, it was just a second. 200 megawatts, then 3, then 5, then 7, 10,000 megawatts.
It went from 0 to not even 100%, but like 10,000%. It was way, way, way higher than they've ever had the reactor running.
The night shift being new, they didn't have the intuition nor the experience to understand quite what was happening. It was then that they determined, okay, now we have to shove all the rods back in.
Because if you put all the control rods in a perfect scenario, it would in fact lower everything, and again, that would decrease the power back to normal.
Here's what happened. Because the reactor was running so hot, the tubes that the control rods slide into had actually warped due to pressure and heat.
If everything was designed correctly and all the control rods did and were able to go in, everything would have been fine.
Of course.
Wow, so it kind of was the designer's fault.
So no, he made the right decision.
What did they do? They pressed like a button?
They pushed, they pressed to install all the control rods.
It basically created a small spike of reactivity that sent it over the edge. And so it was the needle that broke the radioactive camel's back.
So they were all pulled out, and then the temperature in here got super hot. They were all pushed back in. And when this got so hot and blew off, this, he was saying, exploded up in the air, went like this, boom, 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 and then landed sideways. And this is how it still is today.
Keep in mind, the reactor roof weighs tons, and it flicked it like a coin.
All the smoke up top was just completely like radiated smoke that was flying over the city. So one last question. Nobody has really talked about this yet, but afterward, the core down here was getting so hot that we heard that a lot of people were worried that there was going to be a second explosion.
It could be an explosion because first days, first hours, the main danger for nuclear workers is to leave reactor core without cooling. So for the first few hours, they kept giving water to cooling down the reactor. But of course, there was no reactor at all, so all that water collected here in under reactor room. So if that fuel will melt it down the foundation and will get inside that rooms where water collected, it could be enormously huge explosion.
How big, you think?
Well, from here to our capital, to Kyiv, it is 150 kilometers. So even Kyiv wouldn't stand.
Oh my God. So it would just completely wipe out everything for 150 more?
Theoretically, of course.
Which means the radiated cloud would affect all of Europe pretty much.
Probably
Yes,
the
even
entire
more.
world.
In the entire world? If they wouldn't have gotten all the water out of the bottom of the basement, basically all of Europe would have been uninhabitable.
Oh wow. it seriously could have affected the swing of the planet.
We would be walking around radioactive land forever. That could increase the death rate to millions if these people didn't go and stop it right then.
Why did this not happen? Because the Chernobyl liquidators were risking their lives to save everybody.
And it's so easy to think of Chernobyl as a gigantic tragedy, right? I think in reality, man, what's even more impressive than the accident is how incredible the engineers, the miners, the liquidators, I mean, even the communities that were willing to relocate and work together.
The nurses who healed the people.
How humanity came together to basically stop this radioactive meteor from hitting the Earth is so inspiring to me.
And what's really special, in my opinion, about this is these heroes, they weren't really mentioned at all.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that these people killed themselves so we all didn't die.
You know, they risked their lives. They saved us. They saved you.
Yeah, in a way.
Every single person watching this, your lives have been affected by Chernobyl, and a lot of people don't even realize.
I don't know. So again, I think it's really beautiful, like you were saying, instead of looking at this as like the biggest disaster in history, I look at it in the lens of like, the planet came together to figure out how to stop this huge problem that could have killed millions.
Yeah, there was a massive accident that caused a lot of sadness. But if you look on the brighter side, it is like a testament to how if you can work together, people can save the world.
It's time, dude.
It's time. We are going to go into the control center of reactor number 4, the one that blew up. And he said, not only do we have to wear special masks and gloves, but he never likes to take anybody past a few minutes because that is the level of radiation you can intake.
So I'm gonna go shirtless and roll around on the floor.
He's gonna die early.
But for now, you should switch off your cameras.
We'll see you guys in there.
Going off.
Turn it off.
That is the normal level. The normal level over there was 0.2. Here it is.
This is it.
Here it is. Holy shit.
This is the control room of unit number 4.
That button would have turned everything off?
Yes, it used to be here.
That is the spot. That's the button that was pressed that triggered the final explosion, pretty much.
What if you were just kind of like, hey man, how you doing?
That would only happen to
By
you.
the way, actually, why it was replaced there, because somebody could sit here or something.
Wow, that's actually good. Holy shit. Your like silly joke was like true as to why.
It wasn't a joke, I was being serious.
I cannot believe this. This is the room. This right here.
This is the room where they did it, fucked up.
One of the most dramatic single pieces of history right there.
That might be. What other button in history has ever caused that much damage?
The G-spot.
Alright, let's see if Colby is okay to live.
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
Am I good?
Yes! Yes! And apparently that is the most dangerous spot that visitors can go, and we survived. With that, you gotta give a good old like and subscribe. Come on, guys.
Guys, we've seen that a lot of people that watch our content are not subscribed, and to that we say, what the frick?
Dude, what the frick, dude?
That pisses us off.
So go down there, like it up, subscribe, notifications
It's
on. Let's
free.
see if we can get 300,000 likes.
Thank you guys.
Geiger thing just keeps going on.
It just shows you how dangerous this area is. So this is the water that filled the reactor?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I thought that would be just like metal, like gray tanks or something like this. I didn't know they were gonna be this big.
We've been between like 7 and 9 microliters for this entire motion.
What was the normal, the safe rate? 0.3. 27 times the amount that's safe.
And we're going up. Oh, should we jump on 3?
Yeah.
Dude,
That was the hardest fucking walk of my life.
Damn. Oh, shite.
This, they said, was the ceiling. It got flipped like a coin.
Wait, you remember in the control room, all those buttons on the wall? Those buttons were the control rods. These are all the control rods right here, I bet you.
So do you think when he said pull them all, someone had to go over and be like 400 times the nuclear power of Hiroshima was this explosion?
How do they insert these chemicals into these rods?
Scalpel that machine. So operator get in that machine and went in that direction.
So you know like a claw machine like at Walmart?
Yeah, I never won those.
This thing is basically like a giant claw machine. So this moves back and forth and this moves front and back. And someone would sit in there and come over these, pick it up, the waste would get revolved into one tube and it would be refueled with another. And they would just do that for the entire... That's so complex. Oh my god. Super complex.
Do you think the explosion was as powerful as a Kamehameha?
Huh? Oh! Dude, you almost broke your ankle there. What'd you get? 2,000?
No.
I got 2,000 as well.
0.002.
Oh, 0.002. I was like, I think I'm gonna die.
We still got 1/10 of max radiation.
Yeah, that was like a small amount of time with all this protection in here.
All right, we are back in the city of Pripyat, and we are going to find a kindergarten school in this forest. Misha was just saying that there's a ton of kindergarten schools because this is a very young town and they had a lot of babies every year. He was saying, you know, everyone was young here. There was no like internet, you know, nothing to do. This is a fuck town, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what you're saying.
Damn.
Dude. Look, we're on a basketball court. Should we hoop it up?
Can you ball?
Should we hoop? Yeah, I have balls.
Can you hoop?
No.
There's a basketball right there.
Is that radioactive?
I'm not sure, but you can't touch it.
I can or no?
You were ready, bro. Whoa. Oh my god.
Dude, you know what's different about this than other abandoned places aside from, you know, the obvious radioactivity? So many things were left behind.
And this was for like what, elementary school kids, he said?
Yeah, this is a school gymnasium.
That's really sad. I wonder if Vlad played here when he was a little kid.
Oh,
maybe!
Dude, that's such a sweet thought, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was 10 years old, probably running around just balling on those homies.
Dude, I bet Vlad could ball.
We're literally just right next to abandoned skyscrapers.
Everywhere.
Oh my god.
That's 16 stories. I think that's one of the apartment buildings.
16-story apartment building just right behind you.
That's where they kept the kindergartners when they were being bad.
What is this? Can you
So
explain?
this is a kindergarten, and they had nap time here, so there's beds here, there's gas masks everywhere apparently.
It'd be dangerous if they had like beds in my school. Nap time would be like half the day.
Dude, I went to the nurse's office just so I could take a nap, like every single week in elementary school.
Look at that. A little tiny baby in a baby gas mask.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
That's fucking creepy. Here's all the beds that they used to take naps on.
Dude, there's hella dolls in here. There's one right there, one right there. Bunny head. Oof.
Little toys left behind.
So they thought they were gonna come back to this. I'd be so sad to be like 10 years old here and experience that. Getting
Oh,
everything
dude.
stripped away from you.
Imagine you're a little kid and then you accidentally leave like your favorite toy at school. You never see it again.
You also
cry yourself to sleep every night.
Because families lived in different places, you probably also left your friends and stuff. Like, I'm sure you and your buddy wouldn't be going to the same village to evacuate.
I don't know if you can see the gas masks.
Yeah.
Canisters right there. But they used to have the kids run drills, didn't they?
Yeah, they taught kids how to use gas masks. They taught where to hide, what to do in case of like nuclear attack or whatever.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we did that too. Even in the independent times of Ukraine, yeah.
You got little baby stupid shoes right there. Looks like these were all classrooms back there, hallways. I bet every single one of these were classrooms up there as well.
Here's a tiny little kid gas mask.
Oh, yeah, you can see like the eye holes, like way smaller.
It's just crazy to me. Like, think about that. Like, little kids had to run around and practice drills with gas masks. It's a different world.
That's really creepy if you think about it.
Like, imagine like a 5-year-old army of like hundreds of little kids. Like,
with like these sort of gas masks too. That looks like fucking lead singer of Slipknot or something like that.
whoa!
Oh shit, she has like a third leg. Oh my god, they are all on their separate
Like,
beds.
someone set up a bunch of beds all the way across. boss. This is like their nap time, but they use dolls. Like,
Look how close they were together. Do you really think any of these kids actually use nap time? Like, if they were this close, every kid would just be jumping on the beds and like fucking fighting each other and shit.
Also, they're kids, dude.
Yeah.
Kids don't need naps.
Yeah, so
Holy
many-
cow,
so
adults
Oh
need
yeah,
naps.
we need recess, not naps. I wonder how many squatters and people that illegally came to Chernobyl would just hide in this apartment.
guarantee you a lot of them live up there.
No, I bet they could be watching us right now.
Yeah, do you think people are there right now? Like maybe? I mean, we saw 3 just yesterday. Libraries, wow, look at all those books. All completely left here. This area over here was more like the hard labor, the woodworking, arts and crafts, stuff like that. And then over here was the library, where they would just read and have their little nap times.
Interesting.
What's going on?
I guess there were people in here. There was a tour of just like normal ass people like running through this building.
What?
And they're not supposed to be.
So he's gonna go put a stop to it?
I think he's gonna go like put the kibosh on the guide.
Oh shit. I can only begin to imagine what this place would look like without all of this forest around it. Like you probably see buildings all around you. Instead it's like you have to find them and they're like little treasures lost in time.
This place is its own ghost. It haunts itself. Or maybe it's like it's stuck in time and we're the ones haunting.
Damn, getting into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it! What the fuck, bro? God, radioactive.
Ow! Ow! Look at this.
Oh my god.
Yo, if this was poison ivy, we would be genuinely fucked. So where's Misha?
I don't know.
Damn, oh, did he go this way? Oh my god. Oh, fuck, dude, I don't even know where he went.
Did we see him go this way even or no? Hello? Hero.
Somebody save me from the poison ivy. Woo! We made it.
Rubbed down by the Chernobyl radioactive forest.
So I can't touch a basketball, but we can run through.
I don't know, I kind of like being touched that much. It's been a minute.
We could. Damn. Go like and subscribe to Mr. Party.
Oh, not
he needs
every
some fucking hugging right now. We are here at the stadium.
Stadium, man.
Misha says this is one of his favorite parts.
Look, you can see like where you enter right there.
Little turnstiles.
Vlad said they used to have 2 professional football teams here.
So that means their professional teams would play at this stadium that we're in right now.
They got these big stadium lights right here.
Oh, yeah, those are like the street lamps.
I'll tell you what though, dude. I love trees.
They love you too, Nate.
Dude, the stadium has just kind of become like a garden, like a natural garden.
So this is like the track that's going all the way around.
Look, do you remember yesterday we were near the Ferris wheel? We were walking around. Look, there was a path that was getting through the fence, and then there was a stadium.
Oh
That's how
my.
it looked like.
Should we take a lap real quick?
Oh, Nate's a runner! He's a runner! Oh, God. He's a track star! Run, Colby, run! We just see Misha like a speed past us, like, pew!
You guys not ready to run?
No, we're just trying to trick you and run faster, oh, bitch! Yeah!
We are definitely not on the right track.
This is the right track. You just have to believe. Whoa, what is that?
Yeah, what is this? This is totally a control tower. This is still the same stadium.
Yeah, we're on the other side of the thing. Like, we ran 200 meters. We need to run 200 more. I wonder if running in radioactivity affects how you can perform.
We're also at 1.18.
If safe is 0.3, we're running in 4 times the safe level of radiation. Right in here, obviously used to be just a giant stadium set for soccer and everything like that. And now it's an entire forest.
And then you have the stands right there.
Yeah.
On the street.
Abandoned stadium.
Wow, this is pretty cool.
Dang.
Dude, you can almost feel the ghost crowds of people that used to sit here.
You can't even see the track. That just looks like we're on like a street, but that's a giant.
Yeah, the track right there, all the way around. 50,000 people, most of them our age. They probably went to all of these.
Oh, he got you.
They're probably going to a bunch of football games on Friday nights, Saturday nights. Honestly, they probably could have even been watching a game on the Saturday night right before the whole accident happened.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is where like the commentators would be and stuff.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, go KU! Look at this creepy thing.
Oh, is that a gynecologist chair?
think either that or like a pregnancy thing. This is just out in the middle of the woods for some reason.
Nate, didn't you just say you're like a gynecologist yesterday or something?
No, I didn't say that.
All right. Somebody just chucked this out the window and it landed perfectly like this?
I don't know, someone set it up here.
I think someone had such an intense pregnancy that it launched him out here. Dude, any of your like fans that are females are like, you guys are such idiots.
That's why they brought those first victims of the Chernobyl disaster at nighttime.
The first victims were brought, right over there. Okay, let's go.
So here it is. Here is that entrance where they brought all those first victims of the disaster. I mean firefighters, employees, so ambulances. Brought them here, they took them in, undressed, took them upstairs to the rooms. Of the hospital there are still those highly contaminated like uniforms, helmets, boots, gloves of the firefighters and so on. Very radioactive.
And why did they put it down there just because they didn't have anywhere else to put it, or?
Like that was the decision that they made. Safest place back in the days was just to put them to the basement. At the night of the accident, like 130 approximately people, like victims, were brought here.
Wow.
You know, some of the patients who were in the rooms, they were sent home because the state of these guys was like they got so much radiation that like nothing would help.
Do you think that they were even aware of how dire their situation was?
No.
Until they
didn't realize that.
Yeah, they had no. So it would be like they just showed up to the doctor and were told, "You're done."
I don't think that they told them they are done. But
well, I know,
like,
but like that was the gist of the information.
Yeah.
Was like, sorry, we can't do anything.
And they like firefighters died pretty quickly within like first 2-3 weeks. And the decision was made like to bury them in Moscow in lead coffins, and coffins were concreted.
They were buried in lead coffins.
Lead coffins. Put like 2-meter layer of concrete on top of the coffin. Whoa. Because their bodies were so radioactive that they could poison like other people.
Oh my god!
That's why their relatives were not allowed to take their dead bodies back home.
The nurses and employees that touched the firefighters like clothes, weren't they heavily affected?
Yeah, they got like a burns, like and everything. Even surgeons who were doing like operations on liquidators in the 90s, some of them had those like lead aprons in front of them. They're supposed to protect them.
Even in the 90s? So
even
like
in the 90s.
Dude, that's crazy.
Literally like cooks you from the inside. That's why hair starts to fall off. That's why skin
because they can't take
nails.
root anymore.
Like yeah.
So were the family members of the firefighters even allowed to see them as they were dying?
No.
Imagine that. You have to die alone.
I hope this doesn't come off as insensitive in any way, but it's almost like the closest thing the human race has like experienced like a zombie infection. And I'm not saying like where they come back from the dead and like try to kill you, but it's like an invisible infection where even dead people, if you get too close, you'll get it too.
That's actually,
you know
that's
what I mean, like a
interesting,
contagion.
yeah. If I got highly radiated and we didn't know about it for like 2 weeks, and then you and I were like together, then I would radiate you.
A firefighter could walk up to you and be like, "Yo, what's up? How's it going to my family?"
Boom.
But in reality, he just killed his own family. The most radioactive objects in the entire town, besides the actual core, were the firefighters' uniforms right after they went inside. Because again, these people were the first on the scene, got the closest to the blast out of anybody, and like they didn't understand the danger, so they just went in and went for it. And so those clothes are actually stored in the basement of this hospital right here. And our buddy Josh, who's been on a lot of videos, you probably know him, actually went down there to see these there, and they're still there because they're preserved.
And didn't he say he only had like a 5-minute limit down there or something
like
that?
Oh yeah, because again, those things could kill you after a certain amount of time.
Just being in that area, you can't even stand around there without
he had a full-on hazmat suit and like didn't even dare to go into the room.
I bet the nurses were terrified too. It affected everybody, dude. Everybody.
So obviously the firefighters right off the bat were the first on the scene. But then, as we talked about, on the roof, before they were able to put on the sarcophagus, they needed to get all of the hazardous objects off of the roof.
And dirt and stuff, like just like particles, soil, everything.
Well, dude, they had to clear like so many centimeters of soil from the entire place in order to clean it.
And like the top of the roof was obviously the most radioactive. You touch them, you die. When the town tried to remove them by robot and like machinery or cranes or anything, the objects literally destroyed the machinery. The radiation was so powerful that nothing would be able to touch these objects.
There's a difference between 2 times there was liquidators that like helped. So there was the initial firemen who were lied to by the government and just basically sacrificed themselves for humanity. But then the following months there were these liquidators who consciously knew,
like Vladimir.
Yes, and they knew exactly what they were getting into, and they were willing to deal with the radiation just for literally you and I.
And 95% of them went back. Yeah, it's not a small number, dude. Yeah. Like, that's like 95 out of 100 people who are the only ones that can do anything about it said, yeah, I'll go give my life.
These guys are heroes. What's sad is like they didn't even get that much recognition. The people that were there to clean off the roof, they were nicknamed bio-robots.
Wait, think about that for a minute though. Like that's one thing I was hoping we'd get to. Bio-robot. That's, I can't tell if that's like a move to dehumanize them or not, because after their actual robots stopped working, they put people in lead suits of armor essentially and called them bio-robots.
Yeah. It was so potent that they were only allowing people to go up for 90 seconds. They're like, we know that you might get a lethal dose, so we're gonna dehumanize you by calling you biorobots, and you only have 90 seconds to go up there and do as much as you possibly can to shovel off debris and get out of there.
Out.
Yeah.
But the sad part is, you're only supposed to go up in 90 seconds. A majority of people went more than once. A lot of them went up to 5 times, so you know they got more than the lethal dose.
Yeah, I mean, there was literally dozens that died from cancer later on. I just feel it's sad because a lot of people don't know the story of Chernobyl. Yes, it's getting way more famous recently, but like there were all these people who were absolutely the biggest like heroes of the world.
They're heroes and they sacrifice themselves knowingly. Like the miners. So as Stan, like our tour guide was saying, underneath the reactor there's a ton of water, and if the nuclear meltdown surpassed all the concrete and went down into the water, it would contaminate all the water stream underneath, which the Pripyat River was connected to that. I think the Pripyat River was the second largest European reservoir in existence.
Yeah, so it would have infected and contaminated literally miles of crops.
Animals and crops and water are basically rendered useless forever if the miners didn't save it.
What they were doing by going down there and preventing the thorium from melting past that layer was preventing a second, much larger explosion.
Oh.
Yes.
And so it was literally like a race against time.
But what those miners ended up doing was they had to literally dig a tunnel underneath between the water and where the reactor was, because again, if it melted down, that's what would contaminate it. Imagine how hot it was in those tunnels underground.
No ventilation. You can't give them anything because if they were to breathe in the particles, they could die of radiation.
It's really a story about like heroism and people saying, okay, yeah, we messed up, but look, we got to do this and this and this and this and this. A lot of us are going to die doing it.
Maybe only a handful of people or scientists or designers messed up. Thousands or hundreds of thousands of people came to save.
I just wish they got the recognition that like they deserve.
Is it a church?
Church?
Huh?
Oh wait,
There's stained glass. It might be a really hip church, I don't know.
Church during Soviet times.
Oh yeah, true.
That's a local cafe.
Is that a specific name of it up there? Like what does that word say? Pripyat?
That's how you say Pripyat in Ukrainian.
River was Pripyat, town was Pripyat, cafe was Pripyat.
Oh, I see.
They're very proud of their name.
Yeah.
And then Chernobyl took it over.
Yeah, and then Chernobyl was the most famous. Yeah, that's kind of ironic, actually.
That a naked lady up there?
Whoa. It feels like so peaceful and paradisey. And then you look down at your Geiger counter and you feel, oh wait, I'm kind of dying right now.
We're dying in paradise.
This town right here, they didn't tell them for 36 hours. So everyone was dying in paradise.
Dang, this is dope. This is the Pripyat sign.
Pripyat.
So apparently in some random language that says Pripyat.
Some random language.
It's probably Ukrainian. Yeah. Oh my god, what are we at?
3?
3?
It bounced up to 3 real fast.
Well, because we're right next to the Red Forest. Started building the town 1970, but only finished it 1979. I mean, it was such a nice, rich town.
Yeah, because they were all rich because they were working at the plant. So isn't it like a weird coincidence that the thing that made them rich was ultimately the demise of the town?
Well, and it's not just the thing that made them rich. I mean, it was the thing that was going to propel humanity into the next level.
Seeing Pripyat today and like ending our day 2 at the sign, I was like, wow, like this city of 50,000 people and then all the surrounding cities of more than hundreds of thousands of people got affected.
It's like, we live, we die, love your friends, and do your job.
Live it up while you can, make it count, 25 by 25, let's go!
Oh my god.
Radiated puppy! This is so cute.
Day 3 is off to a good start. This has to be Mama Dog because she's like watching after him.
Dude, Mama Dog's coming on to me.
Oh my god. Are you radiated?
Just a little bit.
Oh my god, you can feel his heartbeat. That is so cute.
We are here at this place called Chernobyl 2. They made a second version of Chernobyl for the military families, and more specifically, the Duga station, which we're at right now.
Not only does it have like very little exposure on YouTube after the fact, but back in the day, you couldn't even find it on a map.
Ew.
Ew.
Sorry.
There are signs on our way in that show that no regular like civilian could come in here. You had to have special clearance to even come into this town, let alone the station. This is where the Soviets had their radar station that would detect any missiles or any like threat from other countries, specifically the United States.
Since it was like a secret radar location and nobody really knew about it, it would actually disrupt other radio signals and make this sort of tapping sound, which was later named the Russian woodpecker.
Around the world, people would hear that like ticking sound in radio stations.
Disrupt.
It's part of where the Soviet Union got the stereotype of being like spies.
Oh no! Oh my god.
Radioactive puppy.
A lot of conspiracy theories say that inside these walls they were doing experiments like mind control, behavior control, sometimes even like weather control. A lot of people think that actually Chernobyl as a power station was created to fuel and energize this location. Although it did give power to Pripyat and the surrounding areas, a lot of people think the main power source was used here for the military.
All that is like 100% conspiracy theory. I thought one of the most interesting ones was that Chernobyl was intentionally melted down in order to cover up what was actually going on at Duga.
You're saying that people actually think the explosion of Chernobyl was just a cover up because this place was so secretive?
Mm-hmm. And
That's
they thought
nuts.
some really weird... It's not necessarily clear what happened inside here because most of the documents were either archived in Moscow, Russia, or completely destroyed. Whether or not it actually happened, no one will ever actually find out.
Until now. Let's
go.
This is the only long sleeve t-shirt I brought here, so I look like a fucking highlighter.
Look at his colorful freaking shirt.
I feel like I can only skip in this outfit. Come on, guys, let's go!
Speaking of outfits, look at this shit, dude. Enjoy Chernobyl, die later.
Die later.
Die later. Oh my god. What Misha just said was this is the marching square, the military side. We're over here next to the barracks where a lot of people stayed and slept. And this entire area is lined with Soviet propaganda.
So propaganda is basically what the Soviet Union was using to indoctrinate isn't the right word, but create like a military and socialist culture to normalize a military.
Make it cool to go to the army.
Basically like peer pressuring you into wanting to fight for and be a part of the Soviet Union movement. That is what was disrupting other radio stations around the world.
They probably thought it was Morse code back then.
Yeah, I bet they thought there was a code going on. Dude, it's crazy to think that's actually what they used to see around the curve of the planet. Like to see if rockets were going off, pretty much.
Oh yeah, because wasn't it supposed to detect missiles as well?
It detected any threat, any missile, any bomb, specifically US. Again, like one of the conspiracies was a lot of people thought that if you had a certain frequency, you could control the mind. So the more concerts you go to, the more the government controls who you are.
On the map of the Soviet Union, this territory was marked as the place of unfinished kids summer camp. That's how Soviet authorities were hiding their top secret military objects.
So they literally were trying to hide this from everybody. Wow.
That's why I told you that it was a top secret military object, and that's why you saw that sign, don't go there.
Dude, it's so similar to Area 51 in the States.
And Google Maps doesn't even show it on the map.
And aliens are here and real.
Yeah, they're definitely real.
Dude, wow, that is super cool.
Oh my god. Let's get an aerial perspective of this bitch.
Damn, I wish we could climb this. Oh man.
That would be a scary climb though, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe like 500 feet tall on this one, and the other one is probably about like 350 feet tall on the end. There's two of these like giant out in the middle of nowhere.
What is that?
Yo.
Nate, we need you to get in this hole.
We need you to get in the hole, dude.
I don't think that.
Get in the hole, Nate.
Get in the fucking hole, dude.
Holes appeared here maybe like a few months ago. I think that local authorities in the future, they will put a fence over here to prevent people from getting close to the antenna.
So that's only 5 feet. I think you should jump down there. Get in the fucking hole, Nate.
No, don't do that.
I can't get in the hole.
My God, look how giant this is. They, 1, tried to hide it on the maps. 2, they destroyed all the documents that had this. And 3, we didn't even tell you about this. When people ask about the Duga radar station, the Soviet Union denied that it ever existed. They started coming out about it now, obviously, but during the time of Chernobyl, they were like, no, it doesn't exist.
I wonder if
Why?
the KGB was behind it.
KGB or the secret Soviet police. But yeah, I mean, if this is a secret military camp, I bet they at least knew about it and helped facilitate it a little bit.
So Misha was telling us just a few minutes ago that they've got this whole place cammed out now because a couple years ago, like 3 stalkers were here and one of them fell off and died.
It just goes to show you got to be really careful with these abandoned structures.
Sad as if you look into that. So the guy, he fell, but not from like a lethal distance. He just like broke a lot of his bones. But because they were stalkers, which are people that are illegal in here, the friends actually left because they were afraid of getting caught and going to jail. Probably could have been survived if they would have immediately called the police and got him to the hospital. But he died because the friends left him.
Jesus, dude.
Would you guys leave me if I fell?
No.
Like, absolutely not. Just don't leave your homies behind either.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking lame.
Yeah, don't be fucking lame, dude. All right, guys, here's the control headquarters, basically.
Dude, yeah, look at all the equipment. Someone's just like torn out of here and thrown on the ground. I think someone just raged at the office one day.
So behind these doors was some weird secret military stuff going on.
So like we said earlier, this place was known as Chernobyl 2.0. It was another town. This right here actually was a fire department. And all these posts right here are a gate that basically blocked and separated the military from the residents. Because over here, there's schools, apartment buildings.
This is like a normal town, and then just past this fence right there, boom, all the military secret stuff.
So they allowed residents to live this close to like a secret base?
So it was only the military families.
So no just random Joe could come live here?
No.
So they
secret.
had kindergartens and stuff too though? Like playgrounds? Yeah. So kids were able to run around this? That's...
Oh yeah, but they wouldn't be able to see anything because look at how tall that is.
So imagine being like a little kid and just knowing there's a mysterious fence. You just always have that curiosity of like, what's on the other side?
Well,
Yeah.
bro, also imagine being like a person leading your life behind an antenna the size of the sky.
No one ever being able to tell you what it is.
This is one of the apartment buildings right here. It looks pretty kept up, to be honest.
Yeah, look, all these windows are not broken, unlike the other Chernobyl. Whoa, look, dude.
They're the kids' playground.
Kids' playground.
Little huddies.
Dude, this is Little Huddy.
He might be in there doing a TikTok dance right now. What's up, bro? Dude, that's actually kind of dope.
That is. You want to go inside? Exploring Little Huddy's hole.
This is the only place we're allowed inside. Spider webs everywhere. Snakes probably underneath me.
Dude, what would they do in here? Just come and fucking sit?
I just feel like we're gonna. I feel like the Yale Fudge elves are gonna come out and like start beating our shins.
Out of our chocolate factory, yeah!
What about the Snow White dwarves?
I would chill with Dopey.
Do you think they called him Dopey because he's tired? Dopey because he...
Oh, dude,
Dopey.
No, I'm pretty sure Dopey drank cough syrup.
Dude, I would love to be a little kid and have like a little secret hut. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, we could probably just make you a secret hut.
Dude,
Really?
did you not make huts when you were
I made forts out of pillows, not out of sticks.
My dad and I built a freaking awesome wood hut.
Really?
No one ended up going to.
So these were the little kids that were playing in the huts. Wow. What does this kid have in his hand up here?
It's a selfie stick. You can see the ring light in front of him.
Oh, he's doing TikTok. This is an airplane. And look at all these. These are called mask bugs because it looks like little tiki masks.
Oh, those are so cool.
Oh shit, a gas mask hanging right there. Like a little ass kid's gas mask. But look at that. You can see the nets in the gymnasium. If like balls got up there or something.
Gymnastics bars. That's cool.
Oh, this is sick.
We're leaving Chernobyl 2.0, this military town. I found this place to be like super like eerie comparatively. Why was it so important to hide this place? Now we're gonna go off and interview some of the grandmas in the outer villages.
Babushka.
The babushka. Self-settlers. They came back into Chernobyl like basically illegally and said, no, screw off government, we're gonna stay here.
This is my house.
Some say that these people are some of the most happy people since they did come back and they lived out their lives here.
I'm excited to see some grandmas. Goodbye, radio puppies. Oh my god, that is the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Let's go and see the babushka.
After an hour drive on roads that had potholes, literally in the middle of the forest, we have made it to the babushka's house.
And we brought them some babushka food.
I'm so excited to go hug a grandma. Is that a weird thing to say?
Yeah,
It's a little weird, but
Like
I mean,
and
it's
subscribe.
also sweet.
Здравствуйте. Hello. Baba Hanya.
Oh my god, she's so tiny.
This is babushka Hanna.
Hanna.
Yeah, I plan to take you first to her cousin and then to come to her. She's asking where you're from.
Oh yeah, America.
Здоровья им.
California?
Самое главное здоровье.
Come on, she doesn't know where California.
Oh, come on,
Набирай скорее да пойдете, бо она уже вас
She
попождала.
went in Kyiv maybe a few times.
Вот и когда.
Oh, really?
That's the furthest distance she traveled. Faster. Come on. Stop. Okay, now roll it back.
It's heavy?
Is it heavy?
Come on.
I mean, it's a little heavier. It's not too bad.
Wow.
Oh, that's
The first time doing it well.
I just can't believe that they don't know anything about like the Western American world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just in this land by themselves.
It's a completely different world.
Imagine all the technologies she hasn't seen. I doubt she has like a TV.
You know what I would love? I would love to bring a VR headset and show her VR.
She would probably.
Oh my
be
god.
Overwhelming for her.
She's basically stuck in time back in the 1970s.
She can leave, but that road is long and treacherous. Like she probably just stays here.
Well, do you think she even has a car?
No.
There's no way.
When you're that age, travel is not as easy as it is when you're like, all right.
Dude, she's like 88 years old.
Like he said this morning, man, keeps her young.
Yeah, seriously, but that's what keeps them alive. The land,
All the work.
The work. That's what keeps them alive.
Yeah.
That's their native environment.
So we're here meeting the first babushka. Her name is Babushka Marusa.
Here she is.
Babushka Marusa.
Hello!
Yeah, I just said that we're a little bit late, but
Лепешек напекла.
she just finished with homemade French fries for us.
Hey!
This is зараз набирати.
Tiny little ladies, full of joy.
You're too attractive. She says you look like a girl.
That's so funny.
I'll just go and help her with food and I'll be back.
Immediately got roasted by the grandma.
Like this kid looks like a girl. Thanks, grandma.
Damn. The village of the grandmas.
This is like probably one of my favorite parts here.
Dude, I think for me, it's being with someone who is totally outside of a Western paradigm. That, for me, is so powerful, man. She just doesn't see the world from the same angles as we do. She's not a capitalist. She's not like a Westerner. She's not a YouTuber, bro. Like, she is content to live here off the land on her own.
And I'm glad that they're not like actually alone. Like there's like, I think you said 12 people living here. If they wanted to go talk to people, they can.
Literally right off the bat, she's feeding us some homemade French fries and I guess some moonshine.
Is that moonshine?
Oh no.
Oh, dude.
Uh-oh.
Take a whiff.
Oh, that is gonna be strong.
Whoa! That's gonna be intense.
We are gonna be fucked
So we're getting
up.
fucked up with the grandma.
Dude, our new Chernobyl grandma getting us fucked up and giving us some American French fries.
That is a hella grandma.
Take sour cream.
Oh yeah.
Dude, look at that, man.
That's gonna be good.
He's like all of these grandmas' grandson.
Dude, it's like having 12 grandmas.
Yeah,
I
man.
think some days he gets lunch like 4 times.
Probably. He probably tells them all that so we can have this potatoes 4 times a day. So we're getting fucked up with some grandmas.
Moonshine is way higher alcohol content than normal stuff that you would get in the stores, but it's more pure.
So it's not like White Claw?
This is gonna be like 12 White Claws in one shot.
Usually we say будьмо. That means cheers. О, на здоров'я. Підождіть, а вам чуть-чуть. Іди з хлопцями чуть-чуть. I just told her drink like a little bit with you.
Hey! Take a shot with her. На здоров'я.
На здоров'я.
You don't want any?
I'm driving the car.
Oh.
You can't drink moonshine and drive.
We all subconsciously went, come. Alright, cheers.
Що вам дати, огірка?
Не знаю, я после первой не допустила.
That burns.
It burns?
Yeah, in the best way.
I feel like a lantern, bro. Dude, so that moonshine that we just drank was made from potatoes and other fruits that Babushka Marusa grew on her property.
Oh, no way.
I think everything on this, besides I guess the sour cream.
Dude, this is a blessing, man.
Misha wants to go for round 2 already.
Jesus.
I just told him I was already feeling it. On the way back from this car ride, we're gonna be like, whoa!
Again, right now? Why are you guys, what?
He poured them up.
Come on.
Oh, look.
Second one. Usually the second shot in Ukraine we drink for friendship.
The long ships and short ships and ships that sail the sea, the best ships, your friends' ships are here's to you and me.
Oh, cool. Hey. That's nice. I need to learn that.
See, someone appreciates it.
Yeah, it's cool. Sounds good. Compot.
Ooh.
Are you?
Yeah, they're watering after me.
You're getting red.
Misha's gonna make fun of me because I suck at drinking.
I will. In Ukraine, we have like such tradition. When you enter the house for the first time, you're obliged to drink at least 3 shots.
Dude, I'm gonna black out. How are we gonna film the rest of this video?
3 shots will definitely black me out.
I'm gonna pass out all the other grandmas.
Misha's like, you guys are wimps.
What's funny about this is babushkas are about to drink us under the table.
No, they're not. They're taking forth a shot.
They're watching us get blacked out right now.
That's what they want.
Love and ladies.
To love and ladies, dudes.
This is not a good idea.
Usually in Ukraine, we stand up when you drink for ladies.
Oh. Oh. This is a bad thing.
This is
I gotta take it too.
Alright, let's go. You didn't do all of it!
I told you I'd take it in 2.
Dude, you're not gonna take all of it and you just made me do it?
I didn't make you do anything. That was your own choice.
That's a bitch move.
Like and subscribe if you think I'm a bitch.
Watch you guys get like 100K more subscribers.
300K likes if you think Sam's a bitch for not taking the rest
You know
of the
what,
shot.
yo? If you think Sam's a bitch, just hit the subscribe button right now.
Do it, guys.
Alright, if you can hit the... if you can hit the subscribe button before I finish my shot, then I will give you $1.
Nice. Nice.
Have you done it yet? She goes, I'm so sorry if it wasn't good enough, like tasty. And we're like, no, it's absolutely amazing. One of the best meals we've had since we've got
So
here.
good. And the fact that it was all grown from like the garden and the things around us is awesome.
We ate at Beauty in Essex earlier this year. Super top notch, but this food has soul, dog. Like,
Yeah.
That's part of what makes it good.
Yo,
It's
these
simple.
pancakes and whatever, the raspberry jam, that is like
One of the best
fucking
desserts I've ever had.
so good, so good.
Oh my god, I had like 7.
We need the carbs and the bread.
And also,
Hopefully-
dude, when's the next time I'm gonna have babushka cakes?
Exactly. Exactly.
You might have some babushka cakes tonight, no?
Oh my god. Dude, you're...
I'm just waiting for Sam here.
Yeah, young, beautiful kids, she says.
Oh.
About you. Again. I told you in the morning.
88 год, це ж такі ж года.
So my name is Hanya and I'm like 88 years old.
How was life before the accident?
Привезете хліба, йде добре.
She said that in the past, like they had those like collective farms. So that was their life pretty much.
Завтра би починати
It was as every job, sometimes boring, but okay, it was a job and you needed to do that. Half of the summer they spent at the garden.
Oh really? Lots of
А вже як стали гурки.
Now, like every day, like she goes to the garden, she picks like cucumbers, tomatoes, like all the things that we ate on the table. You can imagine how much like work you have to do, especially for her at the age of 80. For us, few buckets of water, okay, it's like 2 minutes. For her, it's like maybe 1 hour.
So it's almost like they're doing it out of habit now. It's not a complete necessity, but that's just what they do. It's just their job. It's just their job.
Almost like
They do it because they do it.
That's the culture here. It's cool.
during major holidays that they had back in the days, they were gathering all together, drinking, eating, and singing songs.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That was the way.
Sounds like
I was gonna say that's what we do.
Стаканом водку пьет. Я по карманах ветер воет. Он зора песеньку поет.
When was the last time she left this land?
Сколько або, детки.
She doesn't remember.
Really?
Уже давно.
Long time ago.
Could you ask her how often she sees the other people of the village?
Ви часто зустрічаєтеся з другими мешканцями села? Very often they are just sitting outside under the trees and they are just talking a few times a week.
When you meet with your friends in the village, what do you talk about?
Уже тепер нічого не балакаємо. Другий раз таке.
Ні, ну про що ж ви балакаєте, як зустрічаєте? So they remember early days when they were younger.
Really?
How nice it was.
They reminisce.
Yeah.
They reminisce.
Вам розказати.
Very
Що ми говоримо.
All the memories, that they have. I can imagine. Try to imagine yourself.
I've been trying this whole trip, dude.
Look,
А більш
you're 80 years old.
А більш за те
And then like
говоримо.
think, what did I do wrong? Maybe I needed to do that. Maybe I needed to go there. Maybe I needed to travel there. But no, I was at work, like I was doing that, I can imagine that.
So does she regret like returning?
Баба Марусь, ви жалієте, що вернулись сюди?
Ні.
No.
Ні.
She's just missing kids.
Yeah.
But in general, she doesn't regret
That's cool.
returning.
Тоже интересно тут останется последний.
Sometimes she's lying on the bed and thinking, who will be the last inhabitant
Вот
of
так я
this
не
village?
думаю.
Who will be the last inhabitant? Who will remain the last one in the village? There are 12 of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes she's like lying on the bed and thinking, oh, who will be like the remaining last one? They all realize that sooner or later they will all pass away. Like, that's life.
What's her favorite thing about her life now?
Що вам більше всього подобається у вашому житті?
А я за детками да за внуками.
She's just missing her kids very much, and there is nothing much she can like and enjoy because she doesn't have livestock, she does not have the thing that she could do like earlier, and she has like mostly cats.
Як приїдуть до мене дітки, так мені і жити охота.
Yeah, but when kids come to visit her, that's the time when she enjoys life.
That's it. That's it right there when the kids come. I want to ask about when the news first came that they were going to have to be evacuated. How old was she? And what were her emotions like hearing that news?
Баба Марусь, коли вам перший раз сказали про евакуацію в той момент?
Ой, дітки, не то, щоб...
It's too emotional for her.
У бабі було дві корови, телиця і корова.
She
І
kept
двоє
two cows,
свиней. І
calves,
все це вели, їх
pigs,
здавали.
and all these cattle, they were taken away first. The government told them that you need to give away all your cattle.
Oh.
That's how they were making money and living.
Pretty much, yes. But they were just planting potatoes, and then the chairman of the village council came to the garden and said, get ready to give away your pigs. Tomorrow morning you give away your cows, and then you will be evacuated.
50 тисяч склала на книжку, отдали і гуляють.
They had like special registers, so they were saving money all their life.
Nice.
And now it's all gone.
Oh.
When the Soviet Union collapsed, their savings just...
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Soviet Union collapsed, the state disappeared. So the value of the currency is gone, and all the money that they were saving, they disappeared.
How long after that accident she returned?
Баб Марусь, як скоро після евакуації ви повернулися?
Да, 87-й, бо я ж іще пішли ми з хазяїном.
They stayed outside during summer,
На
winter,
місу робили.
and only next year, in 1987, in the fall, they returned in October.
Has it changed much?
Як змінилось життя після аварії?
Плохо змінилося. Бачите, як воно?
She says it's really bad now.
Як біжуть у горі, не сорвалося.
If it never happened, like if this disaster never happened, it would still be
Уже наші...
very beautiful. So she says that there are only few people alive from their community who stayed outside the zone, who decided not to return.
Why did she decide to return?
Баба Руся, чого ви вирішили вернутися тоді?
А так, дітки, хотіла додому, так хотіла.
Да.
Крепко.
She wanted very much to come back to the land, to the home, motherland. She says mother and motherland, these are the things that you can't like replace or change in your life.
Okay.
Був колись такий дід.
She says the place where you were born, that's the most important place for your life, and you need always remember about that.
Англії
And she says, don't even try to look for another and better place in the planet.
Де уже нема куди поїхати.
But she's feeling very lonely here, to be honest.
Oh man.
Because kids are far away.
Якби той був тоді, як оце зараз.
Probably, if she had the same way of thinking as nowadays, back in the days, she would not return, maybe.
Whoa, really?
So
Because she worries about her kids.
she wants to be closer to you.
Yeah.
So she thinks she would be happier if she never returned and she stayed with her family.
It's a very doubtful question, to be honest. Like, that's what she said. She's like, the way she is thinking nowadays is totally different from the way that she was thinking back in the days.
Well, let me ask this: why stay? I know this is your home, the land's your home, but why not go to be with your family now?
Баба Русь, а тоді таке питання. Ну, понятно, це ваша земля, це ваша хата. So there is no enough space
Вони сильно.
for her at the place where her kids live.
Вони мене люблять, діти, жаліють.
They love her, but look, they live in an apartment.
Of course.
And like, there is not enough space for everyone.
Ну,
So.
я ж іще я.
So she said that maybe in the future she will go.
Okay.
But not now.
For the most part, though, is she happy with what she had lived this life since the accident?
Баба Русь, ну в загальному ви щасливі? Ви чувствуєте себе щасливою тут чи ні?
Я щаслива, що мене діти сильно жаліють.
She's very happy that she has great kids. Grandkids
that's
and
awesome.
great grandkids.
Yeah.
Because in total she has like 7 great grandkids already.
Oh my God!
And they all take a good care of her.
Щастя і радості вам, і здоров'я вам крепкого.
Yeah, she wishes you like happiness, luck, and strong health. Yeah.
Spasibo.
Because you're also like kids for her, like me as well. Like I'm a.
It's gonna make me
kid
cry,
too.
man.
Здоров'я вам усім.
She wishes you all
парі
to have very strong families, find your second halves, and live alone and happy life.
Бачиш?
Oh, spasibo.
Guys, I gotta say, like, to be quite honest, I don't know. I was looking forward to coming to Chernobyl for years. Coming here is definitely surreal. It's definitely very fulfilling to be like, I did it finally. It's kind of like a learning experience. But it's really sad. Seeing all the people that were affected and how much loneliness it created. It's unlike anything that's ever happened before. It's really impactful, and you can see from our interviews with these grandmas that it affected a lot of people and changed their lives completely. It's just one of those things that you like learn about. You realize it really affected a big amount of people. Can't make that mistake again.
It's all about living in the moment, man. That's it. Once something really bad like that happens, you realize what really matters in life. And that's all about health and happiness, just like she said. It's very simple.
Health, happiness, being with family, and doing your duty. I think a lot of people out here like really showed up. They saw the problem at hand, realized that the world was at stake, and stepped up to the line and like did what they needed to do. But at the end of the day, yeah, health and happiness, that's what it's about.
Yeah, man.
Shared experience.
Exactly.
We
wouldn't
did
want to
it.
be doing this with anybody else, man. Just remember that.
Of course. This is something we've been looking forward to for years, dude.
100%, man. 6 years now.
We did it.
We did it.
Sick.
We did it, man.
Broke my heart that she's lonely.
At least she has other people in the village, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah, she made the decision to live here, and if she really, really, really wanted to leave, she would leave. She would find everything in her power to leave. But obviously, she's living a happy enough life that she stays.
She has her grandson, Misha, come all the time when we visitors and she gets to tell her life.
Yeah.
It's just really interesting. It's like all these other workers are so like scientific about it and like, alright, let's do this. And you get to talk to a real person that just like saw it and had nothing to do with it and kept on living. It's kind of whoa.
Yeah.
It's like these people really did have their whole lives changed.
Yeah.
For something that wasn't their fault at all.
Living in paradise to that. Yo! This should be a big lesson to a lot of people. Hopefully everybody watching this will like realize that anything in life can happen, and that's why you have to cherish every moment of it. You know?
So, спасибо вам величезне.
І вам
I
спасибо.
just said thank you very much for everything.
І вам
Aww.
Because she wants to bring some more food, I said.
Oh, no. Aww.
Здоров'ячко, на здоров'ячко. А дітки, великі рості, да щасливі будь. Да щасливі.
tall.
Oh, we need that tallness. Come on.
Shit.
Fucking 5'9",
Damn,
yeah.
Мої красиві, дітки.
Спасай. Спасибо. Thank you. Спасибо.
Right now we are in the village of Fabrikivka, which is at the very edge of the exclusion zone. But that's the village I'm originally from.
Right here?
Yeah, right here. I remember perfectly well, like the garden right behind the house, there was a river. A little bit further away, there was a football pitch, like community football pitch. We used together, like at weekends especially, all young guys from nearby. It was a short way through the forest how we could get to the school where my father used to work. Yeah, and you see now, well, that's all was left.
All that's left, just one small little structure right there.
So you just need to appreciate small things that you have in your life, because one day it can disappear, literally.
You're not sad about it anymore, right?
Like I have memories, so when I come back here, yeah, I'm getting sad. Life could be different.
Yeah.
Like totally different. My parents always said that it was like a paradise place to live in. They had forest, they had river, mushrooms, berries, like everything. No internet back in the days, you know? So people were talking one to another, gathering much more often than nowadays. So that's what's sad, you see?
Of what it could have been.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were back here?
2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you were really young, but you have some pretty vivid memories.
Yeah. Of the house, of the garden that we had right behind, of the yard where I played, walking around, running to my grandmom's place, eating apples on the way, and all this stuff. Yeah. Great memories. When you're a child, yeah, you enjoy it. It's adventure for you. When parents allow you to go alone to the grandmom's place.
It was safe, huh?
Yeah, you're
community
safe.
was
Yeah,
safe.
absolutely. You need to live on.
Live on, move on, and appreciate it while you got it.
Dang.
I mean, dude, things could be so much worse in our lives, you know? Just makes me really grateful for our privileged lives. All that heartbreak, all that trauma. He has to live with that trauma for the rest of his life.
I think he weathers that very well. He's got a very like cool mentality about everything. I mean, obviously he said like when he's here, he's of course sad, but he's like, it's life. Like, appreciate the stuff you got. Know that one day it's gonna be different.
I think the biggest thing I've learned coming to Chernobyl, you know, sometimes when you want to seek meaning or some answer, you know, something that's gonna fix it all, some idea, I think that's a lot of what at least I find myself searching for when asking these people these things. You know, the babushkas, when we asked for their advice, or Misha, when we asked, you know, like, is it hard? The answer is, it is. Vladimir said, I came back because it was my job, you know, and Misha says, I live on because what else can you do, you know? And when we said, dude, I'm sorry your family had to go through this, it's like, that's life. And that's the thing that for me is like so tough about this, is there's no meaning, it just is.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it.
Isn't it kind of frustrating?
It's not fair. That's what it feels like. It's just not fair.
But it's like the entire concept of fair and unfair is too small for what it actually is.
You don't realize what you have until it's gone. It's a huge lesson for me personally to like live in the moment and cherish every moment that you have. Friends, your family, the place you live, all of that can change in an instant.
Misha gives tours to people day in, day out, day in, day out, showing them the ghost of his city. Dude, that's a strong thing to be able to do.
If you want to practice living in the moment more, I think the best way you can do that is just pay more attention to the small details of life and take it slow.
And it's like, don't do it to tell anyone about it. There's a joy just in listening to the way the wind, you know, shimmers through the trees. And I don't have to tell either of you guys about it. It's just me and the wind, you know.
This is all we got.
Alright guys, with that, we did it. We officially did our whole experience here at Chernobyl.
This has been a 6-year in the making thing. We've wanted to come here for so long, and you've always said this was one of your favorite places ever, and we did it!
One of the first things we thought of for 25 by 25 was we have to make it out to Chernobyl. Now we were able to see it and tell the story.
And you know what? It was really cool to do it at our age, 24, 25, because Vlad was 24. Kind of got to see Chernobyl through his perspective.
Our folks were all right around that age too, bro.
My dad was literally 25 when this happened.
With that being said, I know this is a very different style of video than we're used to. It was really fun to do something different.
So if you did like it, leave a like. That's the best way that we know. If this gets 300,000 likes, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna go all the way to Japan.
And visit another nuclear zone.
Exclusion zone. Make sure to subscribe so you know when we do these videos. Yes. If you want to see all the extra stuff that we filmed here at Chernobyl, make sure to check out Explore Club. And as well, check out the new Explore merch. Alright, we got some cool stuff that we've been wearing throughout this trip. As always, check out Nate. All of his links will be in the description. We'll see you next time with another video. Adios.
Peace.